Down Racing Report. And now your hosts, Scott Hammer and Ron Miller.
Welcome, race fans, to the Hammer Down Racing Report, part of the Evergreen Podcast Network. Show number 311 for Thursday, December 21st. I forgot to put my hat on. So busy getting everything else going here. I don't think it's going to work with the headphones.
Probably not.
No, probably not. Scott Hammer, Ron Miller, and John Young in the studio tonight, coming at you live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter in the John Young Racing for First Responders, Dave Kemmer studio. Final show for 2023, last show of the year.
Yeah. Just a heads up, we're taking next week off, folks.
That's true, yes.
Yeah.
I might try and finagle something with Ryan Weekman unless he's on vacation. Just kind of like a weather forecast, the weekend weather pit stop, but just for the Hangover Race.
Spoiler alert. Sunny and
You're not Ryan Weekman.
Near 40 degrees.
Tonight on the show, we're going to have the 2023 Sandusky Speedway champions, Brandon Bailey. Brooke Tucker is going to join us a little bit later. Chris Mize and Clay Lusk is also standing by. And unfortunately, Bobby Justice, he shot me a message just a little bit ago, unable to join us this evening. So Chris Mize is going to join us with the Hangover Race preview, which is coming up, of course, January 1st. We got lots to give away. Before we talk about the giveaways, though, I do want to mention that we had some of our highest numbers.
Really?
Yeah, on iTunes podcast.
Wonderful.
A lot of people watch us live
Right.
on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. But a lot of people listen to us on demand, on a regular podcasting platform, Spotify, whatever, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, I guess it is now. Number 22 in Canada.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey?
Don't you know? What's that all about?
Yeah, all about.
Australia, we were number 140 or 186.
Yeah.
197 in the U.S.
Now, are we going to be talking about...
And it's in our category.
We're going to be talking about Australia a little bit tonight?
You know what's the shirt I'm wearing?
Oh, yeah.
Nylander shirt, yeah. So, yeah, we'll talk a little Australia stuff.
We've even got a weather forecast for a couple of the tracks in
Do
Australia.
we?
Yes.
Did you do some homework?
Yes, sir.
Wow, all right. A couple of things to give away tonight. First off, here, let me switch this camera here real quick. We have another special edition Hammer Down Racing Report window sticker courtesy of DCR Graphics. And that's going to be hashtag DCR. Suppose I should start putting these here. So hashtag DCR for that. Let me put this up there, just like that, in the comments of our Facebook Live or the YouTube Live. And you'll get in the drawing for the limited edition Hammer Down Racing Report window sticker courtesy of DCR Graphics that you cannot buy. These are only limited edition for winners.
Our inventory of stickers is dwindling there, Scott.
No, it's not. I just hit them. Oh, they just all fell on the floor.
Oh, okay.
It's a huge pile. We're still good.
Okay.
We still have a few. But you can buy the regular Hammer Down Racing Report window sticker, $5. So slap that on your race car. You'll be part of the Hammer Down Racing Army, and we'll report on your results each and every week next race season. If send us a picture of it on your car. Pretty easy to do.
I think I'll have one on whatever car I drive at the Hangover Race.
Okay, yeah, we were talking a little bit. Well, John and I were talking before you got here about what's going on. We'll have to find out about that in just a little bit. John Young is here from John Young Racing because we are doing another giveaway, as a matter of fact. Let me type this one in. It's going to be hashtag Hangover. And, John, do you want to explain everything that is involved in the hashtag Hangover giveaway?
Yeah, for whoever wins tonight, first of all, congratulations, but it'll be from John Young Racing. I'm going to give away 2 pit passes, not grandstand passes, but 2 pit passes, 2 Pepsi products, 2 hot dogs, 2 of these window stickers of mine.
You're up there now. Sorry.
I'm way up there.
Yeah.
And also 2 signed driver hero cards.
And this is for pit passes for the Hangover Race Sandusky Speedway, right?
That's correct.
And only for that race.
Just for that race only.
Now, John, along with those pit passes, can they drive your race car?
I'll have to think about that one.
Okay.
So, did you mention the Big D's part of that?
Oh, that was a little surprise for later.
Oh, well, never mind then. Not going to mention anything then. We'll just move on from that.
Yes.
So, yeah. So hashtag Hangover, put that, if you're one of our live viewers, listeners, whatever, put that in the comments of the YouTube Live or the Facebook Live. It does not work on Twitter. Or if you're smart, there's that hack that we figured out a few weeks ago.
Don't tell them, Scott.
All right, you figure it out on your own. But if you happen to put it in the YouTube broadcast and then in the Facebook broadcast, you might be entered twice, maybe. I'm not 100% sure that works. I think that works, though.
I think you mumbled loud enough that they could hear you.
Okay. Dominator Race Products have what you need to be in the winner's circle. Dominator with 30 years of experience to put you out front. They have hoods, fillers, doors, quarters. Check out their composite ultimate body panels and more. The ultimate body panels now are legal to use in IMCA modified sports mods, stars, mod lights, and late model classes. Order direct from Dominator Race Products at DominatorRaceProducts.com or give them a call, 419-923-6970. Dominator Race Products are also available from your local reputable race shop, such as Ron Miller Race Cars.
Yeah, we carry them, proud of them.
Yeah, and you might be able to, depending on the product or whatever, Ron may be able to sell it cheaper than what they offer at DominatorRaceProducts.com.
Yeah.
Is that usually the case?
Frequently.
Okay.
We do the best we can for our customers.
And you support local doing it that way.
Right.
Local Ron and Dominator, relatively local here.
Depends on
where are they? Lyons, Ohio. Is that technically? I know where they're at. It's like in the middle of the country.
Just down the street from Oakshade Raceway.
There you go. Also, don't forget to contact Freeze Frame Photos for all your racing photo needs. I just called sent Charlie a message earlier tonight, getting some 8x10 photos of some of the photos he took during the season. So if you purchased photos from him, or you go and check out the photos that he has to offer, there's numbers on the back. You can always order special edition custom items, actually, if you want, like this nice little coaster for your car. You pick whatever picture. Well, that was kind of loud. Pick whatever picture you want. Give them the code, and they can design something for you. Can koozies, koozies, whatever.
Koozies.
Thank you. Tumblers, magnets. 2024 calendar, still a thing. Still time to do that. Might be pushing it for Christmas. I'm not sure if you'll be able to get that turnaround at this point. But
you'll get them for 2024.
There you go. Give them a call. Give Charlie a call. 419-476-9978. Freeze frame photos. Special moments frozen in time. And I did, when I was talking to him, he's going to be back for next year, continuing his sponsorship of the program. So definitely support those.
Scott, did you see?
Us.
Have you been following any of his pictures on the
He's
Facebook
been posting
page?
a lot of 1999 stuff.
Oakshade Raceway Remembers Facebook page. And if you're not a fan of that, if you haven't liked Oakshade Remembers, take a look at it. A lot of photos from
before I've been working there.
Yeah, pretty darn cool.
I didn't know Rusty had a
truck.
No, I think it was the car before that. The old.
I think the truck was his first.
Was it?
Race? Yeah, I believe.
Rusty Schlink we're talking about there. I also got to mention Ron Miller Race Cars, DCR Graphics, and Oakshade Raceway, sponsors of the program. Few events to cover here before we do bring on our Sandusky champions. Before we do that, let's do our racing roundup. Talk about some stuff that went on.
That'll be quick.
Yeah. Racing roundup.
Associate producer Dave actually found a lot of things down under. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Gateway Dirt Nationals were this past weekend. At the Dome down in St. Louis. A lot of action down there, as there always is.
Yeah.
And part of our how many from last week was
in
the feature.
Would have been cool to have the rear spoiler concession for that race. You could have sold
Dominator, I'm sure, is selling a lot of spoilers down there. A lot of sheet metal.
Oh, boy. A lot of carnage. You know, and there weren't as many cars upside down as I expected.
No, not too bad. And that only 3 people actually guessed the right number for tonight's How Many and have a shot at that Big D's Pizza.
Ooh.
Yeah, we'll talk about that
Stay
later.
Tuned.
Thursday night, Nick Hoffman was the winner in the late models. Ricky Thornton Jr. picked up the win in the mods. Friday night, it was late models for Ricky Thornton Jr. He was running both classes. Lucky for him, he wasn't running both the same night. On that day, at least on Friday. But he picked up the win in the late model. Jordan Grabowski picked up the win Friday night in the modified. Saturday, Brandon Shepard held on to win the late model feature event there, and Drake Troutman won the mods. Pretty exciting feature there.
It really was for the late models. One more lap, and I don't believe Shepard would have won.
No?
It was a fun race to watch.
And it wasn't, I mean, the racing, you'd think on a bull ring that small, there'd be a lot more dirty racing. It really wasn't that dirty at all, really.
Some carnage, but not what you would think.
Yeah. The Junior Knepper 55 took place this past weekend, Saturday, at the Southern Illinois Center. Thomas Meserol picking up the win in the Power I midgets there.
No surprise there.
No, not at all. Then we go down under for some racing results. Round one of the Esperance versus, you might have to help me with this one, Kalgoorlie? Kalgoorlie?
Just Kalgoorlie.
There's an R in there, though.
Just shut up and listen. Just
Kalgoorlie.
Kalgoorlie.
All right.
They are silent.
The Esperance Kalgoorlie Challenge. Esperance won. I guess this is like a series between the two tracks. The drivers racing at the two tracks. Esperance won round one, 817 to 811 points.
And drivers were awarded points based on their finishing positions.
And they're associated with one track or the other.
Right.
Zane Humphreys won the street stock feature there. Luke Barnwall was the sedan winner. Todd Barnett, the Formula 500. What is the Formula 500 again?
It's like a midget.
Like a midget, okay.
500cc midget.
Greg Horan in the AMCA.
AMCAs are Australian modifieds.
Okay. And Matt Robbins in the late model was the winner in the late models there. That's taking place at Esperance Speedway.
Right. And then they moved to?
I think they're at Esperance again, but eventually at Calgary. I'm not.
Okay.
We'll have to wait to that.
Kalgoorlie was one of my favorite race tracks.
Is it really?
There, yeah.
Did you win?
Yes.
I think it's probably all right.
I also, that's a story for another day.
Tire Power Manjimup.
Yep, you did it.
I did that one. All right. Tire Power Manjimup Speedway. David Fall was the winner there in the street stocks. Kristen Falconbridge. They got cool names in Australia. Falconbridge. That's awesome. Was the modifieds winner. Chris Dymock won the Formula 500 feature. Murray Bridge Speedway. Dylan Beveridge won the Formula 500. I wonder if he had a beverage afterwards. Spelled different, but
Could be.
yeah, it was pretty bad. Sorry. Hayden Vickers won the wingless sprints. Nathan Thorne, street stock winner. Nick Hall won the V6 sprint feature there. And finally, Premier Speedway. It was Grant Anderson won in the Maxes.
Not sure.
Not sure on that one. Callum Harper won Southern Pro Late Model. Chevette Muir won the Formula 500 Scramble.
Very good.
And thanks to Dave for digging out. That's what I meant to say. Digging out those results from down under in Australia. It's summer down there.
It is, and they're coming up on a big weekend of racing. So we'll talk about that later.
Absolutely. Don't forget, Ron Miller Race Cars in Lambertville, Michigan has race cars, parts, safety equipment, service, rear end gear fixing. Which I did talk to Craig about that rear end that I.
He said you
broke.
heard it. Huh?
He said, yeah. So he maybe. I mean, I know he'll fix it himself, but you could do it too, right?
I can.
You could. 734-856-7223 is that late model roller still for sale?
Yes.
There you go. He does have race cars for sale. And I know there was some interest in that, wasn't there?
There was. I've got a couple of local racers looking at moving up, and we'll see how that goes. I haven't really been pushing it because I'd really like to see one of those guys get it and working with them.
All right. I just went to.
And I'm not going to mention any names. So
okay,
that's okay.
And also Oakshade Raceway, where the fastest beat to race, the UMP Dirt Car Summer Nationals birthday race coming back July 13th. That's Saturday night at Oakshade Raceway this summer. Full schedule still yet to come. Probably get that in
second week of April.
A couple months or so, maybe. But a lot of work going on there. I know they're real busy. Keep up to date on everything going on at oakshaderaceway.com. Follow them on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, if that's your thing. Whatever. I have no control over the TikTok or its content.
I like Dale Cole Jr.'s response there. Yeah. He said, put me in the late model.
What? He has his own late model. Oh wait. Oh, I thought you meant put. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's bring in our champions here. They've been waiting patiently. We have Clay Lusk and Brandon Bailey. Guys, congratulations on your championship seasons.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Clay, let's start with you real quick here. This is your second consecutive championship, right?
Yeah.
You picked up the beginner stock championship in 2022. That's last year. This is only your second year racing, right?
Yeah.
So you're 2 for 2 as far as championships go. Do you feel you're getting spoiled a little bit this early in your career?
Maybe a little bit, but I mean, it's still fun to race.
All right.
Now, are you still in the beginner stocks or?
No, he's a Renegade champ.
Oh,
This year.
okay.
You can only, I did talk to Brooke Tucker, who is the champion this year in the beginner stocks, and they can only run the beginner stocks 1 year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So after that, they have to graduate.
I thought that might be the case.
Yeah. I wonder if there's any that don't graduate. We'll have to ask Chris about that.
Yeah.
If they be held back in the beginner stock. Anyway, no wins this year though. Was that disappointing that you didn't get your first Renegade win?
Yeah, a little bit, but I mean, I got a lot of second places and some heat wins, so I was happy with that.
Consistency is what wins the track championship.
9 top 5s out of 10 races. So, I mean, yeah. I mean, you're knocking on the door, but you just haven't been able to close the deal yet, huh?
Yeah.
Is that coming soon, do you think?
Hopefully next year I'll be a little bit quicker and make the car a little bit faster and be a little bit better of a driver and try and get a few more
So
wins.
you're gonna get some practice in at the Hangover Race?
I don't know if I'll be at the Hangover Race or not. As of right now, I don't have a motor to put in it. And if we can get one, I might run it.
So do you get any advice or help from any other racers that have contributed to your championship this year?
Yeah, there's a couple drivers up there that we normally park next to in the pit area, and we talk to them if we need anything.
And they're forthcoming in giving this information to you. They're not like, hell, kid, you're getting too close to win. You're getting tough to beat. We're not going to tell you anything else.
No, they give me tips even if I'm ahead of them. So
Nice. Now, what trophy is that behind you there?
the tall one's the beginner championship, and the other two are just beginner feature wins.
Very nice. Well, congratulations on that. Brandon, let's move over to you here real quick. Now, you are the All-American Iron champion for this year. You got 5 wins. You pretty pleased with your performance from this past year?
For the most part, yeah. We got some more work to do, more tweaks to make the car for our rules. But if you don't start or keep working on it, you'll never keep going faster.
For our listeners that aren't aware, what is the All-American Iron class?
It's American-made V6 or 6-cylinder rear-wheel drive American, like I said, American-made. Dodge, Chevy, AMC. We pretty much go back quite a few years. It just has to be era correct, box stock, pretty much.
And V6? I didn't realize they were V6.
Yep. We're allowed some suspension changes. Pretty much we're allowed to modify factory. But other than that, it's stock motor, stock everything.
What is it that you race?
Well, the beginning of the season was 2000 Mustang. Towards the end of the season, I got with a guy, Dave Mahalik. He sponsored our division. And he's like, hey, there's this 5th gen sitting there. You build it, you can race it. Like 72 hours later, it was hauling it to the racetrack.
There you go.
There you go.
So how did you get started in the All-American Iron class?
Well, there's a group of us, WB Racing. Buddy Sean decided he wanted to go spin a car in circles one day and was like, we're going to do this. I want to do this. I was like, all right, let's build you one. And about 2 weeks after we finished his, he was like, we should build you one. Ever since, that's what it is. Racing.
So how many years you been racing now?
I got about 6 races or so last season in it, and this is my rookie season.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
That's very good. Congratulations on that.
Now, a question for both of you guys. when you guys set out at the beginning of the season, did you set out for the championship, or were you just looking to win some races? We'll start with you, Brandon.
Originally, I was just going to have fun. Didn't matter. I was out with my friends, spinning laps, and that's, like I said, that's really the important thing at that. Went to go show some support for Larry Justice and the Justice crew out there, and my car happened to fit the bill, so I sent it.
Very good. And did you pay much attention to the points then toward the end of the year? Did you? No.
Yeah, about mid-season or so, I was like, well, let's see. If this happens and this happens, as long as I finish every race, I should be there.
Now, does that add to the stress, preparing each week?
Well, yeah, but like I said, I got a big crew over at WB, and we all take care of each other. So there was a point mid-season where I had got stitches in my back. I couldn't change the rear end to change tracks. And even at that, the boys still took care of me.
Nice. Clay, what about, you got two championships in 2 years of racing, so it's all you've done is point racing. What is your feeling on point racing? You just don't know anything else?
Coming into this season, I didn't really think that I'd be competitive enough to win the Renegade Championship, and I was just out there to have fun and be a little moderately competitive. But I ended up being there every weekend and keeping up in the points. So
now, did you keep a close eye on the points then? Once you got on top,
I looked at it a little bit, but it was mostly there was a couple guys there, and I was mostly faster than them. And it was just at the end, it was just who was there more than the other person.
Now, how much would you say of you being faster was due to your awesome driving skills, or was it equipment? Or a combination?
It's probably a little bit of both, but my car is a lot heavier than everybody else's, so it sticks a little bit better in the corners, but in the straightaways, it ain't that fast.
So what kind of car do you drive? I
drive an 02 Pontiac Grand Am with the V6 in it.
All right.
Very nice. What would you say was your most memorable night this past season, and why?
Probably the night that we raced with Haley Deegan, because I actually made it into the A main and was able to race in the same race with her.
Did you beat her?
No.
Did you get to at least get her autograph or get your picture taken with her?
I got her autograph on a hat. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So where'd you end up finishing in that?
I think there was 20 cars in it, and I think I was 15th by the end of it.
Gotcha. Was that a point night? Or was that a non-point night?
It was a point night for the National Compact Series,
okay.
And I ran with them that night. So
Gotcha. What about you, Brandon? What was the most memorable night for you this past season?
Well, we had a 38 special race. It was something that Larry Justice wanted to put together. The Thursday right before it, my pops had passed. And needless to say, me and my boys took it home for the most part, and it was very emotional.
I bet.
That's cool.
Nice.
I bet. Any big obstacles or setbacks you had to overcome during the season to get to that championship, Brandon?
Thankfully, my car's held together pretty good. I mean, chunks and tires, because you can't do a whole lot, but you learn where to set some tire pressures. You keep pushing forward. You keep hauling every day. Every time you go to the shop, you work on something new. You just keep pushing.
What about you, Clay? Did you have anything you had to overcome this past season?
I guess you could say my car it has a problem. It's heavier, so I say it has a problem with pushing through the corners. Everybody kind of makes fun of me for it, but I just had to drive a little bit differently than I normally would.
I saw Castro posted a video from like the 2010 Hangover Race, the whiskey stocks, the big snowstorm. Everybody went down into turn one and straight off into the cornfield. I'm imagining that's your car there probably would not have fared well in the Hangover Race.
It probably not. No.
So what is it you like most about Sandusky Speedway?
I like the longer straightaways and a little bit longer of a track and get up to higher speeds. And the corners, you don't really have to slow down that much to go through them, so you can maintain a lot of speed.
We may have to talk after the show because I have not figured out the corners yet at Sandusky.
Close your eyes, turn left, Scott.
Okay. Brandon, what about you? What do you like most about Sandusky Speedway?
I like the family atmosphere. Most everybody there is willing to help. It don't matter if you're a modified guy, a renegade, an all-American. Everybody's there to help you with anything they can.
Awesome. So what do you got planned for next season? More All-American Iron, or what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I can't give them one and walk away. I got to defend it at least 1 year.
So you're not only just gonna stay in the same class, but you're running for back-to-back championships.
That's going to be the goal.
Awesome. What about you, Clay?
I'm going to run in the Renegade again, and I guess I'm going to go for the championship.
Well, you are 2 for 2, so your odds are pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
Brandon, I asked Clay if he was going to be at the Hangover Race. I see that they've got a class specifically for the All-American Iron. You going to be there?
Oh, yeah, I'll be there. Maybe 1, maybe 2 carts. I'm not quite sure yet.
Very good.
Awesome. Final thing, guys, sponsors or crew members you want to give a shout out to? Brandon, anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, definitely all my sponsors. I had Black River this year. Any part I needed, they told me to come get. Rewalk Mechanical, he's one of the guys pretty much. All the boys over at WB. Pretty much a big shout out to everybody. And don't forget the wife. You always got to remember her.
What about you, Clay? Anybody you need to thank for helping you out this year?
All my sponsors like McGuire Wholesale and Moser Industrial, Robberry Trucking, they helped me work on the car and put it together. And my family and my dad and my friends, they all helped with working on the car and at the race and supporting me.
Awesome. Well, guys, again, congratulations on your championship seasons, and thank you for giving us some time here tonight.
Not a problem.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys.
Have a great night.
See you, gentlemen. Good luck.
There you go. Brandon Bailey, Clay Lusk, your 2023 champions at Sandusky Speedway. Clay, your Renegades champ, the All-American Iron champ. Brandon Bailey, Bobby Justice from the Pure Stocks, unable to join us tonight. But
I hope Brandon's still listening, because if he shows up at the Hangover Race, he's probably going to win.
Why?
Because he's been on our show.
Oh, that's right. Wow, that totally flew over my head.
Sorry, Scott.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to throw you a curveball like that.
Well, Clay's still in the green room there, so at least he'll know. If your next race, people on our show, I think we probably told him this last year, they usually go on to win their next race. Clay we had on last year because he was a champion of beginner stock, so that's why he won the championship, obviously. So there you go. You're good for 3 in a row now.
24 ought to be a great year.
Yeah, there you go. I did talk to Brooke Tucker. She was the beginner stock champion from this year. She unfortunately had to work tonight, so I talked to her during your bowling night again.
Really?
Sorry, yeah. And here's a little bit of our conversation. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at the direction she wants to take her racing career eventually.
Really?
Yeah, check it out. We're here with Brooke Tucker, beginner stock champion at Sandusky Speedway. Brooke, first I want to say congratulations to you.
Thank you.
First year in a full-size stock car. I guess you moved up from go-karts.
Yeah.
What made you decide it was time to move up from the go-karts and go full-size car racing?
Kevin Jaycox actually gave me an offer to run with him, so took it, and now I won the championship.
That's it? I mean, has he been watching how you've been doing in the go-karts? Have you had success in the go-karts?
Yeah, he was watching me a lot in the go-karts, and he kind of seen my driving style, and he liked it, and he offered me a ride. Very
cool. And you made the most of it. How much fun is it going to a full-size car from the go-kart?
It was different at first, going from a rear wheel to a front wheel drive is definitely way different, and bigger car, more to handle, but it was an experience and it was fun and I liked it and I'll enjoy it.
Now, your go-kart experience, was that on the track there at Sandusky?
Yeah, I had two championships with that too.
Wow. How old are you?
17.
17, okay. And that's a dirt go-kart track, right?
Yeah.
So you had to make a transition not only from the kart to full size, but from dirt to asphalt.
Yeah.
What was the biggest adjustment you had to make?
It was a lot, honestly. Just going from something so small to going to a bigger car is definitely a big adjustment, but I mean, I got used to it and I learned. I had mistakes, learned from the mistakes, and just got to keep going from there.
Now, do you have any plans to go back to go-kart racing? Have you been go-kart racing since you've been running the full-size car as well?
No. I don't know, maybe go to a flat cart, but grew out of the quarter midget.
Okay. So what was your most memorable night this past season and why?
Probably championship night, just knowing that I achieved a goal of moving up a class and just doing what I love, racing, and just being at my home track.
So you're from Oregon, right?
Yes.
So what's made Sandusky your home track? I know there's a lot of tracks in there. You got Fremont, you got Attica, but you went to Toledo Speedway is a little bit closer.
Yeah. I grew up there. I was born and raised in Sandusky. All family is there, and so it's home track.
Gotcha. Do you have family that have raced out there before?
Yeah. Yep. My great grandpa, he actually retired racing at Sandusky during High Miler Nationals when he was 90 years old.
Wow. What was his name?
Grover Ritter.
Okay. Very cool. So racing's in your family then?
Yeah, it is in my family, yeah.
Okay. What is it you like most about Sandusky Speedway?
Just the environment and the people, and just, I guess, growing up, going to that racetrack just kind of put me in a spot that I wanted to be there.
Okay. What's your opinion on Chris Mize?
You gotta love Chris Mize.
All right, that's a safe answer. Good answer there. So what are your plans then for next season? Are you going to follow this up with another championship run? But you can't do the beginner stocks again, can you?
No, you can't. You only run that one time. So
That's
I'm
what I
gonna
thought.
move up to the next class, which is Renegades. So I'm gonna run the Renegades next year.
Same car, or do you have
Same car?
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. And then what's any preliminary goals you have set for next year? Because I'm assuming the competition level is just a little bit higher in that class.
The Renegades, they do have way more experience than I feel I have. So just kind of try to learn off of them and push myself harder to get up with them. I did run the touring series last year. I didn't make it out of the B, but I felt confident in myself that I could do it again next year and make it to the A.
Did you get to tear anything up this year?
I tore a lot up.
Okay, so that's what
I had three new front clips.
Oh,
yeah.
What did you try and move?
The first night I raced, the car spun around and then I just got hit. And that was a front clip. Ran into the wall, that was a front clip. Then we had a motor mount break. It's a learning thing. So it was a learning thing for everybody that helped me out and just getting the car back together. Every time I wrecked it.
It sounds like you have a good support system there. Everybody's still behind you for next season.
Yeah.
Now, how much do you work on the car? Do you get your hands dirty and get in on that?
I try.
Okay.
Yeah, me and my dad, we changed out the front end one week. I did help him with that.
Very cool.
I know the little things. I don't know anything about the motors. You can't tell me to rebuild a motor or anything because I won't help.
That's okay. I have no idea either.
Yep.
I can change the spark plugs. That's about it.
Yep.
So what are your long-term racing goals? I mean, do you have, is this just a hobby for you, or do you plan to go places?
My dream is to be a dirt sprint car driver.
Really?
Just, yeah, any type of dirt, late model, sprint car, midget, anything. I want to move up,
So
like big move up.
How does your family feel about you going to dirt?
Mom's pretty scared, but everybody else likes it.
Awesome. Planning on running at maybe Fremont and Attica then?
Yep.
Very cool. When do you think that's going to happen?
Not anytime soon.
Who are some of your sprint car heroes?
I do look up to probably Tyler Courtney the most. Just
Okay.
how he races and how he runs a track and gets used to it. I feel I look up to him the most.
Gotcha. My co-host, he's bowling tonight, so he's not here, but he runs a dirt late model, or has for 100. Probably I can say he's not here. It's been about 100 years. He's been around the dirt late model. Any reason you go on the sprint route as opposed to a dirt late model?
I like late models too.
Okay.
I just anything to get me on dirt and get that big dirt car experience.
Well,
I want to feel that one time.
I was going to say, you kind of felt it on a very small scale with the go-karts.
Yeah.
So very cool. Well, congratulations once again. And do you have any sponsors or any crew members you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
My mom, my dad, they all helped me out to get started. Kevin J. Cox Jr., Easy Go Camping, Zone Safety, and I don't know.
One last question. Hangover Race. Are we going to see you there?
I'm not sure if I'm running that one. I didn't get to run Cavalcade. That wasn't running, so.
Well, if the opportunity is there, are you willing, or is it too cold for you?
I'm willing to do it.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll see you there.
All righty.
Congratulations, Brooke.
Thank you.
The 2023 beginner stock champion.
Yeah.
Looking to go to dirt. I thought you'd be happy about that.
That's thrilling. Yeah.
That took me by surprise.
I like her attitude.
Yeah, definitely. Very cool. All the champions this year. Very cool. We're going to talk to Chris Mize about the Hangover Race here in just a minute. Once again, got to mention our giveaways we're doing tonight. Hashtag DCR. Put that in the comments. You just have to do it once. If you did it once already, you're all good. In the comments of the Facebook Live or the YouTube Live. That is good for that window sticker, the limited edition window sticker, courtesy of DCR Graphics. Also, hashtag Hangover, one word altogether, just hashtag Hangover, and that'll get you in the drawing for the Hangover Race Pit Pass prize package that has a whole bunch of things, and apparently there's more stuff coming that I shouldn't have mentioned. But we'll tell you about that a little bit later. But at least pit passes for the Hangover Race on New Year's Day, courtesy of John Young Racing. So, but hashtag Hangover in the comments of the Facebook Live, the YouTube Live. Do that once, you're good. You're in there. So we'll do that drawing at the end of the show. Chris Mize coming up with that Hangover Race preview. We got some racing news to get to before we finish off the last show of the year. Got to mention DCR Graphics first. Their 2024 prices are out. They're not too bad with the costs. Everything really else going up.
I was very surprised. Yeah. You know, he was talking about, cutoff date on
November 30th. Get locked in on 2023 prices.
On 23 prices.
Doom is coming next year.
They're not that bad.
No, it's not that bad. He does full wraps. He specializes in banners, stickers, die-cast, T-shirt designs. He does... you position that. See, you can't even do it. Oh, there you go. He does those things. He can custom make all that cool stuff for sprint cars, any kind of car, late models, modified stock cars, compacts. Also, you can purchase those official Hammer Down Racing Report window stickers from DCR Graphics, just $5. So I don't think those went up. If it did, he didn't tell me.
The window stickers?
Yeah, I think they're still $5.
I think.
He'll mail them out to you, or you can wait and get them at the track next year.
However, with the price increases coming on postage.
When's that happen? January 1st? Hangover Day?
I think it's a couple of weeks after the first, but
Oh.
scary.
Well, give Dale a call. Find out. DCR Graphics, 419-308-9523. You can check him out on Facebook as well at facebook.com/DCR Graphics. And he probably will still do gift certificates. Still time for that.
I'll bet. I know Ron Miller race cars well.
There you go. There's a couple of last-minute Christmas gift ideas, gift certificates from DCR Graphics or Ron Miller race cars.
You know, Scott, my chickens have been really pumping out
This is
the
just
eggs.
weird starting off a sentence with, Scott, my chickens.
Have been really kicking out the eggs lately. So with every gift certificate, you're going to get a dozen eggs. Cage free.
All right. Ron Miller race cars and eggs.
That's it, buddy.
And those eggs are pretty good. Nice and fresh.
Yeah.
Chris Mize, how's it going?
How you guys doing tonight?
All right, how you doing, man?
Doing good. Hey, first off, like always, I do when I come on any show, including ours, want to thank the veterans out there. Without you guys, we couldn't do shows like this. Military serving overseas the homeland, and all our first responders, police, fire, EMS, doctors, nurses, tow truck drivers. We appreciate you guys. Thank you.
So, Chris Mize, race director at Sandusky Speedway. What'd you think of your 2023 champions earlier tonight?
They did good. I sent them a message before the show and said, behave.
So did they behave on your standards?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you you got some young guns there in the All-American Iron Series the first year out. And, I call them young guns. As far as the beginner stocks go, we kind of change them rules around. If you run, we'll kind of evaluate it. You can run a couple years in that series, but once you win a championship, you got to go up. And, Clay won, he went up. And then as the year went on with Clay, he just got better and better. No, he didn't get a win, but
very consistent.
I can tell you he'll have a win next year. There's no question about it. He'll get a win. I mean, it's very consistent, but as the year went on, you see consistency along with, like he said, kind of, he made some mistakes and learned from them, and you could see he just kept getting better and better and better. So, eventually he's going to get that win, and I think it's going to be early on. Brooke, my opinion, she moves up in the Renegades, and I think intimidation for a second might, because you're moving up in a class where some of these guys have been running these front wheel drives. As I said on this show before, they're not, not going to win. They're full blown race cars. I think she's going to be up there too. I mean, Brooke had some hiccups towards the beginning of the season, like she was saying, but as you watch her, she developed through the year. She's going to move up through, and I hope she does, and I hope she accomplishes her dream and makes it to a sprint car in dirt or a late model on dirt, and I think if she continues like she is, she will. And then Brandon, first Bobby that couldn't be on tonight, that whole Justice family and the Pure Stocks group. Bobby was a force to be reckoned with. In the Pure Stocks. I mean, top 5 all the time, unless he broke or something. And just show after show for the Pure Stocks was great this year. But getting to the All-American Series, what a bunch of guys. Great guys. Larry Justice, Bobby's dad, come up with this idea like a month ago last year, approached us. We said, yeah, let's try it out. And it's going to turn into something big. I think it's big now. We went from maybe 6-8 cars to, I think we had 15 at one time this year, and it's going to grow. And we're kind of making a beginner division out of that one too, that has some ladies and stuff going to run this year to get their feet wet in it. And just a good year. I congratulate all the champions. Good people.
Chris, I'm looking forward to seeing that All-American Iron at the Hangover Race. It sounds like a fun class.
Speaking of that, let's start.
It's very cheap division. Hey, real quick, I know, Scott.
Go ahead.
It's a very.
I was just going to try to preface it by saying the Hangover Race. Maybe not everybody knows what the Hangover Race is, so let's
they will before the show's over, Scott.
January 1st, Sandusky Speedway, Hangover Race. You got the whiskey stocks, the moonshine stock, champagne stocks, and this new edition, the All-American Iron. But what's it called, Chris? It's all
Justice Rum Runners.
just from
That's what we're calling it, but it's the All-American Iron division.
Racing starts at 1 o'clock on New Year's Day.
Gates open at, I think pit gate opens at 9, grandstands at 11, I do believe. And
Grandstands and hot laps at 11, and racing starts at 1. And I don't know what the weather will be. We can. I looked at
Doesn't
it a
matter.
couple times. I looked at it a couple times, and I'm like, somebody, oh, we're gonna have 50 degrees. And I said, yeah, I've seen it say that before, and we had 6 inches of snow.
Yeah,
And
I'll buy sunny and 45.
and somebody put up the other day. I seen a post where they says, well, it's supposed to rain. And Dan Dittman, I hope so. And somebody, what do you mean? I said, well, I remember, what was it, 3 years ago? It was a monsoon.
Oh, my
Dittman
gosh.
Yes.
I've never been so cold at a racetrack in my life, Chris.
No.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't finish, and 15 minutes after we finished, the whole place was flooding, and the only time that we didn't run was, I believe, 4 years ago. Temperatures got down into like 10, 12 degrees with wind chills coming off the lake at 20 below and that, and we made the painful decision of postponing it and running it, another weekend. But when you get down to temperatures of 10 degrees with the wind chills 20 below, it becomes a danger to the safety of the people racing. Because you guys don't have windows, and
that becomes not fun.
That was a good move. That was a good move on the Sandusky Speedway part.
So what was the decision to add the All-American Iron class to the Hangover Race this year?
The decision was a lot of them guys were on it, and Larry said something to me about it a month or two ago, and for them guys to race, they'd have to go up in the moonshine stock where you race, Scott, and John races, and they're not going to have a shot. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm okay with that.
If I had to guess, we're going to probably have about 6 to 8. Yeah, I'm sure you are, Scott. But they're going to have 6 to 8 cars, and we just decided that these guys have supported Sandusky Speedway, and when I mean supported, they've supported Sandusky Speedway in a very strong way. And you normally pray when you're a promoter or in any position I'm in, or track owner like Kevin, you pray that, you get 4 guys comes into the pit per car, on your normal night. And I'm talking, no exaggeration, you're looking at 7, 8 guys every night come in through the pits with these guys, and that means a lot when you're a track promoter.
I think that should be cheating if they still have heat in their cars.
Well, that's no, they're allowed that, and it's a bone stock car, but so to be fair, these guys want to do it, and we said, yeah, we'll find a time to make it work. It's appreciation shown to them guys for them showing appreciation to us through the whole summer. We'll let it happen. I mean,
so
it's always been the same 3 divisions for
long time.
Yeah,
long time, and sometimes change is good.
So they're just running their regular All-American Iron rules then. Nothing different there. What are the rules again for the other 3 classes?
Same as they've been. I knew you were going to ask that, and I don't know the dimensions on your sideboard in the moonshine, but
2 feet by 4.
2 feet by 4 feet.
The champagne stocks is basically run what you brung and hope you brung enough. It's open. I mean, there's no restrictions. How you can bring a super modified out there if you want and run it. We don't. It's opened up. Moonshine can only run 2-barrel. If you got a 4-barrel, you got to unplug back to, like, a lot of you guys do come from Oakshade, and you can pure stocks, stuff like that. There's different rules on that. You're allowed a sideboard, and this come up 3-4 years ago. I
Right.
believe. We
So
allowed the side.
2 foot, 2 foot by 4 foot.
Yeah, the year I got a sprint car wing, they were no longer permitted in the moonshine class.
Right, and that's
Timing's
you're not
everything,
allowed.
Scott.
Yeah, you're not allowed a sprint car wing in the moonshine stocks, and then you jump down to the whiskey stocks, the front wheel drives, and they it's basically I don't care what tire you run or there's no tire rules on any of the divisions, and it's front wheel drives, 6 cylinders, 4 cylinders. You can't bring an Eldorado out, one of them front wheel V8s, you can't do that, but it's got to remain pretty close to what we all run, dirt or asphalt. So, this is a long history race, and it's been tried to be duplicated before, and I don't blame other places for trying to duplicate it, but Sandusky Speedway's had the Hangover Race for years, and I'll be honest with you guys, is our car counts have been okay the last 5-10 years or whatever it's been, but for some reason this year my private messages on my personal page is blowing off the chart in the last couple of weeks. Sandusky page is blowing up. Phone calls are coming in, and some of them mini dirt truck guys, 4-cylinder guys are coming up. There's other calls. People I don't I recognize names as long as I've been around.
Andy
names.
King?
No, I don't know if
Dirt
that
Track
name
Truck
comes.
Series?
It might be
Okay.
where Raleigh, Hyder, and them run.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and so I'm looking for a pretty good car count, and especially when you get into your division, Scott, the moonshine stack. I'm looking for a decent car count in that division. Like I say, weather, I don't know.
Weather's the
Actually,
equalizer.
I can tell you right now, like you said, Nicastro put a video up, a TikTok or whatever the heck it was. It is Ohio, so at 5 in the morning, New Year's Day, it could be 50 degrees, and by 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, it could be 28 and snowing. So especially being on the lake like we are. So I'd tell you some of the more fun hangovers. I've been around Sandusky Speedway. I figured it out 34 years, 30, whatever it was. Some of the more fun hangover races I've been involved with, there was 6-8 inches of snow or more.
I've pretty much raced in all of the conditions you guys have thrown at us.
Yeah.
Speaking of snow,
I don't like the rain. I don't like the rain.
Yeah, nobody's a fan of that. Snowballs hitting the flagman for a free hot dog, is that still a thing or no?
If we have snow.
Okay.
And it doesn't look like it.
But the east side of Cleveland has snow, the snow
yeah.
belt. And they bring them in coolers.
Yes.
So here's the rules. Under caution, free game for everybody. During the green, you can't be throwing snowballs during the green. And we'll warn you once, and second time you're going to, leave, go out to your car or
back
whatever.
out in the parking lot.
Yeah, just for the simple fact is, I've seen guys almost get knocked out over it through the years, so we put a stop to that.
From a racer standpoint, I appreciate it.
Yeah, under red.
I was gonna say also under red, yeah.
Don't stop
under
on
red,
the front stretch, guys.
Well, no snowballs under the red. We kind of stopped that a couple years ago just because guys got kind of pelted, continuously, and
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but under caution, if you hit the flagman, you get a free hot dog.
Is that limited to just the first person that does it, or?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. And trust me when I tell you this, because years ago I flagged the hangover several times. People can make them snowballs go to the flag stand.
My granddaughter has done it.
Yeah, I got hit in a certain area one time, and I was breathing hard on my knees for a few minutes, and everybody got a good laugh out of it. But it's. But
not everybody got a good laugh out of it.
No, I didn't. I was talking pretty high pitched for a while, but but it's just something that we I threw in there a couple of years ago, actually. You know, I started, first, it was kind of first person hit, and that was it. And I'm like, I don't care how many people hit the flagman, throw them, and poor Ronnie was getting pelted left and right. You know what I mean? So it's a fun event. Let's face facts.
Do you get 2 hot dogs if you hit the photographer?
Yes. I'm just kidding. No, please do not hit the photographer.
No, they got expensive equipment there. Well,
yeah, if I catch you throwing at her, she's got, you're going to buy her camera, especially if you break it, and then I don't want to. Brandon, yeah.
What about the backstretch challenge? If someone throws a snowball and makes it to the backstretch, is that still?
It never happened. It'll never happen.
I know it.
But you know what? If you do that, I'll give you a season pass for all next year. But
yeah, warming up their throwing arms.
That's it.
It's like I say. It's it's just a long history event that's gone on at Sandusky Speedway, and I'm proud. I was at Mansfield for a few years, and South Georgia and that, and missed a few of them, but I'm proud of being part of that event for years, and thank God now I sit up in the tower and chirp on a radio, and I got a heater behind me, getting older, but I want to thank our staff. I mean, it's not easy on, that I just revert back to a couple of years ago. It was one of the worst ones I ever worked. Was we literally had a monsoon, and we raced, and our staff worked the whole day, and I've been there, and I know what it's like in the rain. I know what it's like in the snow. I know what it's like, 50, 60 degrees, so I want to thank our staff most of all, and that come out there and do that. And if it wasn't fun, you'd have people calling off, and especially New Year's Eve. I mean, half of them are still kind of,
they just stay awake from the night before.
Chris, one of our listeners.
Oh yeah, when they come in the morning.
Go ahead.
They come in the morning, they don't feel nothing. Normally New Year's Day, and it's about 1, 2 o'clock when they realize their blood's thinned out from the night before and start getting cold and everything. But
one of our real serious listeners wants to know if you're going to be using My Race Pass for the Hangover Race.
I'm gonna talk to Jarrett and put it up on My Race Pass. We'll get that up and going, but we will not be using transponders. And Ron will have a driver's meeting before we race, but we will pull pills at the back gate when you get your pit passes. When you pay for your pit passes, I have the boards there of what division you're running, and each driver I'd like division you're in, but your car number, your name, and hometown, and you'll pull a pill at that time, and then we'll go from there. And then we'll try to Jared will get them entered into the system and make sure we'll, as of right now, we're going to try to use My Race Pass, and I'm not making excuses. We got to have a meeting with My Race Pass because there's several other tracks that it's happened to us a couple times this year where it's crashed in the middle of the night, or there's some problems that happened on their side of it. And there was some nights that it was our side, but so we will do the best we can do to keep it up on My Race Pass.
Now, can drivers run in more than one class? Like I know some of the moonshine guys will run moonshine and the champagne.
Yes, the only deal we have with that is you have to pay
another entry fee.
Well, we don't charge entry fees per se. You buy your pit pass. If you decide that you want to run champagne stock, you got to go back and pay another $30 pit pass for that division. And we feel that's fair. We do it on our weekly shows. Person wants to run a national compact, or we kind of did away with that kind of, but we feel in the Hangover it's fair to charge that extra because we do pay a purse for the show, and you're getting 2 purses, and we're not charging you for your whole crew coming in, just the driver. So
Like
yes, you can run 2, but you got to go back out and almost like an entry fee for the second division at $30.
Now, you said you've been doing this for many years. Do you still look forward to the Hangover event?
Yeah, I do, and reason why is it breaks up the winter one. I mean, we end in October and you get into the winter blues. I don't go to Florida anymore like I used to. So, it's a long, it's a long time from October to April, into April. And 2, I look forward to it because it's part of history, and it being a part of that historical event that we have year after year. Yeah, I really do. Now that I ain't gonna lie to you, there's some days in the middle of the day I'll be going, "What the hell am I doing?" Because but not most of the time. I mean, it's good time. And what I look forward to the most is like Ron, you, John. You see different people come to that race. Dirt car guys come to that race, and I look forward to that part of it. Actually, probably more than anything, where the different faces of you see once a year, that come to the track, and the good time you have, and the relationships that I've built through the years with people that don't run asphalt, or what I'm saying. It's just, I look forward to it. I'm sure there's going to come a day where you'll see me sitting out in the infield in my truck with the heater on, and let the so-called younger generation step up to the plate and do that. But as long as my health and I can take the cold, even though we got some heaters up there, it still gets cold. As long as I can take all that, I'm gonna still be involved in it. Yeah.
You going to be showing any football games on your Jumbotron?
Yeah, my Jumbotron. No. Y'all got cell phones now. Hell, you don't need it.
Any thoughts?
But I appreciate you guys. You guys promote the hell out of this race, and I appreciate it, and everything you do for racing in general.
Well, we definitely love this race. I know I speak
It's
for
a good
myself. I
time.
know Ron's won it a whole bunch. But has there been any thoughts of retirement for you? I mean, are you still in this for the long haul?
Like everybody, I'd like to say I'm in it for the long haul, and but I'm getting older, just like the rest of us, and there's always issues that pop up, as Ron knows, and all I can tell you is I'm in for too much, to be honest with you. In 2024, I mean, I'm a race director. Did it for Will Wiggins, Ohio Wheelman Series last year, and this year I'm committed to the Ohio Wheelman Series street stocks, and I'll probably end up doing some modified, going with some modified shows with them, but I don't do the modified part of it. 100% involved in Sandusky Speedway, and I also help National Compact Touring Series out, some if they need be. After 2024, I don't know how much, ask me in October,
Okay.
and it's not saying that I'm retiring.
Scaling back, maybe.
I doubt if I'll ever retire. You'd probably push me in a wheelchair to a race or something, but
I can relate.
They'll have a wheelchair division at the Hangover Race.
Yeah. But there comes a time where, you got to start looking at some health decisions and different things that I got going on personally, and some in the next 2 months I could probably give you a better answer, and that's not gloom and doom. I'm okay with everything. I'm okay personally. I mean, I'll be fine, but there comes a time when you gotta. I'm setting my ways. Kevin's setting his ways. I'm setting. We're from the old school. There just comes a time when some of us older guys that are in this racing game, been in it for over 30 years, kind of got to pass the torch on.
30 years as a rookie.
Yeah, I know. Compared to you, but you got to pass the torch on a little bit and step back and never step back completely. Just sit in the shadows, so to speak. But about we'll see. I talk all that crap right now, and next year I might be, well, next year I'm going to step back a little, but
Nah.
we'll see.
Okay.
2024 I'll be full go, and probably 2025 in February divorced over it. But
back to the Hangover Race. One of our listeners here wanted to know what was the most snowfall in a Hangover Race. I can think of one, but I only go back so far. So
I believe 23 years ago, 99 or 2000 was one of them I was involved with, and I believe we had like 12, 14 inches. I know we had plowed the snow off the track, and there was 4 foot, 3 to 4 foot, right up to the track. We had to push back, that much snow. And I believe early 90s one time, I think we had about 14, 16 inches and it was still snowing. I mean, snowing hard. It was almost whiteout conditions at times during that. We actually had to go, I believe, between heat races, feature, and put some plows on the track back in the early 90s, if I can remember right. Ron, what was the worst one you ever seen?
It was probably that one, I don't know, was it 2010, 2012? And it just snowed all day.
Yeah.
And
my very first race when I got my car, when I first bought a race car, was the Hangover Race in 2013.
Yeah.
And that was the day it just snowed all day. So by the end of the day, my truck was stuck. I had to get the tractor to pull it out of the pits, and driving home was the scariest thing I've ever had. It was like 12 inches of snow that day. That was, I think, the year we had like a whole bunch of snow.
Yeah. I remember that 6 or so inches, and the sideboard was a huge deal then, because you could go into the corner and you could actually feel the board
grabbing.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sorta, kinda.
I love them sideboards.
I do too.
I tell you right now, I love seeing that Champagne division with the sideboards and different people that come up with different concoctions, and I that's what that kind of stuff makes it kind of fun with me. The super modified wing on top, and then poor Scott outlawed him in the moonshine division.
I still have a wing if anybody needs one.
I see Corey's watching. He's the reason why we outlawed it. You know what I mean? But it's but it's still. I mean, it's we don't have the winters like we used to have, and unfortunately, like I said, I'd rather see 5, 6 inches of snow than the rain we get. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But but regardless, it's going to be a good time either way. We'll have a good time. Now, I do promote, so everybody knows, I do encourage, tailgating. Just because we don't open the general grandstands at 11 doesn't mean, hell, if you're out there at 6 in the morning, I'm sure Beaver and them will have
6 in the morning on New Year's Day.
Yeah, out there from New Year's Eve. We've had people stay in the pits New Year's Eve and camp out and, didn't leave till New Year's Day at the evening. We're fine with that. You know what I mean? I would rather, if a person's going to celebrate New Year's Eve and they want to camp out, just stay there and but we encourage the tailgating. I don't care what time, awesome. Tailgate in the parking lot. That's great. I encourage it. It makes it an event. It's like going to Ohio State for a Cleveland Browns game. There's tailgating going on. It makes it an event. And Hangover's always going to be an event like High Miler Nationals at Sandusky Speedway. You basically, High Miler, you're going to a party and we got super modifieds. And Hangover's kind of the same way, but, we want to get some of that back where, we got events. And the Hangover, as long as Sandusky Speedway's a racetrack, the Hangover Race will always be there, you know.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, Chris, we appreciate the time. I know you've been hanging around for quite a while. We've been talking to you since before we even came on. So
yeah, that's good. Like I said, I want to thank all the track champions from Sandusky. It was a great year. I appreciate all them guys. You guys, appreciate all you guys. What you do for the Hangover Race, thank you. And other than that,
We appreciate you, Chris.
we'll see you on New Year's Day, man.
see you in a little bit. Bye.
All right, see you, Chris.
See you, Guy.
There you go, Chris Mize, race director at Sandusky Speedway. Hangover Race coming up New Year's Day at Sandusky Speedway. Pits open at 9, grandstands at 11, hot laps at 11, racing at 1. And that's any kind of weather.
Right.
And more details at SanduskySpeedway.com or follow their Facebook.
And pretty much whatever kind of car you want to bring, if you're a racer,
You'll fit in one of the classes.
you'll fit in one of the classes.
Absolutely, if not a couple. So very cool. And if you want to win some pit passes, some free pit passes, as well as hot dogs, hot chocolate, stickers, hero cards from John Young Racing, and possibly some other stuff we'll talk about in just a little
Like
bit.
those infomercials, but wait,
There's more. Yes. Once again, put that hashtag hangover. That just hangover. That's it. Hashtag hangover. One word. In the comments of the Facebook Live or YouTube Live. If you already did that, you're already entered. We're going to do that drawing here in just a little bit. And also we have the drawing going for the Hammer Down Racing Report window decal, courtesy of DCR Graphics. Just put in hashtag DCR. You just have to do that once, and you're entered into that drawing as well.
Some of our Australian listeners, do it.
Sure. Are they going to come to
We'll
Sandusky?
mail it to them. No, but the DCR.
The DCR stuff, you'll mail it to them then.
Absolutely.
Okay, there you go. Got a little bit of racing news to do here, and then we'll do how many, give away some Big D's Pizza, give away some stickers, and talk about some racing that's coming up this weekend, or the next couple weeks, actually, since this is our final show of 2023. So here's a little bit of racing.
Latest racing news.
Alex Bowman will not be racing a winged sprint car anytime soon. He has missed 10 NASCAR Cup races in the last 2 years due to injuries because of sprint car accidents. Bowman may return to the seat of a sprint car after he retires from NASCAR competition.
Yeah, I think that was a mutual agreement between him and Hendrick.
You think so? Especially with, what about snowboarding? Is that going to be allowed for Chase?
Yeah, I don't think that's a go either.
Flat Rock Speedway and Toledo Speedway dropped their 2024 race schedule and announced a new factory stock 500 series that will feature 5 100-lap races, 4 of them at Flat Rock, 1 at Toledo Speedway. Pretty cool deal for those guys.
Saw that.
For the first time, the point system for the 5 enduro races and the standard factory stock races will be combined to determine the overall ARCA factory stock / enduro champion. In addition, a separate point system will be in place to crown the factory stock 500 champion for that 5-race series. In all, the ARCA factory stock / enduro division will have 14 championship point races between the two tracks. Toledo Speedway's race schedule is highlighted by high-profile visits from the ARCA Menard Series, the USAC Silver Crown Series, 500 Sprint Car Tour, Midwest Modified Tour, ASA Stars National Tour, and ARCA sanctioned racing for its late model sportsman and factory stock divisions. There are 8 races on the schedule at Toledo Speedway. It's the 65th season of racing at Toledo. Flat Rock schedule will feature the weekly Outlaw Super Late Models, Figure 8s, and Street Stocks. Also on the schedule is the new ARCA Factory Stock 500 Series, ARCA Menards East Series, 305 Outlaw Super Modified Series, Great Lakes Legends, School Bus Figure 8s, MCR Dwarf Series, ASA / CRA Jegs Late Models, National Compact Touring Series, and Enduros.
That's a pretty full season.
That's a lot of stuff at Flat Rock. Still just special events, though, at Toledo.
Right.
So, just saw this this afternoon. William Sowalich will be back in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series in 2024 to run 9 races for Tricon. This past year, he ran 6 races, and 3 of those he finished top 10. So we had him on the show back after the ARCO win, the season finale at Toledo Speedway.
Right.
So very cool kid. NHRA team owner and funny car pioneer Don Shoemaker passed away Wednesday at the age of 79.
Yeah, good racer. Fun career.
And that is it for news for tonight. How about we do our big, how many? Yeah.
How many?
Yeah. How many?
I don't know.
So last week's how many? How many flips were in Saturday night's main event for the late models at the Gateway Dirt National?
And the answer was
Goose egg, 0. So you said 3.
I did.
I said 2 because I was going for the under on that.
That's it.
And obviously that was a smart move on my part. We had 3 listeners that picked
Zip.
0. So we have a 3-way tie. 2 of them were on the Big D's Pizza wheel from last week, as a matter of fact. So for a Big D's Pizza, we're going to have to spin the Big D's Pizza wheel here to determine this week's winner. Let's go to the right one. We got all kinds of giveaways, so I got a lot of screens here to do. Here, we'll get rid of that and get rid of that. So we have Doug Frost, Dean Henry, the owner of Big D's.
Yeah.
He really wants to win because he's going to donate his pizza if he does.
I see.
And Gretchen Knapp, who I believe was the winner last week by just a hair.
Oh, so that's right. It just barely
just missed
clicked.
Dean. Yeah, Dean and Gretchen were on last week, so they're pretty consistent at picking the right number. So here we go for this week's winner of how many and a Big D's Pizza. We spin the wheel. And there you go, Dean.
There you go.
You finally won. Dean is the winner of Big D's Pizza. He's also the owner of Big D's Pizza. He wanted to, hold on, he texted me here and said if he did win, if I win, I would want to donate it to your associate producer, Dave Kemmer.
All right.
So, Dave, you got yourself a Big D's Pizza, courtesy of Dean Henry and Big D's. So, congratulations there.
Dave Kemmer just got a pay raise.
There you go. Well, I told him to take the rest of the year off, too. So, this week's, actually, a couple weeks, how many, because we'll not determine the winner until our first show of 2024, which will be that first Thursday. And for that, the how many cars total will be in competition at Sandusky Speedway's Hangover Race on New Year's Day.
Okay, now, if they double enter, does that count as a car?
That's a good question.
If
I did not think about that. I don't know.
I would say yes.
Don't put a number in yet. Don't put any guesses in yet because we need to figure this out.
We're negotiating.
Yeah. What do you think? Yes.
I think so because
so we should count twice if they entered in 2 classes.
Let's say you got 10 cars in the Champagne and then you got 11 or 12 in the Moonshine, and one of the guys jumps from both Moonshine and Champagne. So that's part
so that guy should count twice.
Yep.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So there you go. Total competitors in each class, all totaled up. I think
4 classes.
4 classes, yeah. So, how many competitors in each class time all added up? That's hard. I don't know how to say that. You know what I'm trying to say, though.
Yeah, total entries.
Total entries. There you go.
In all 4 classes.
In all 4 classes. We'll go with that. Dean's already got his number, and if you want a chance to win Big D's Pizza, just put a number in the comments of the Facebook Live or the YouTube Live. And if you're listening to us on iTunes or Apple Podcasts or any of the podcasting things, you got plenty of time to get in on this one. Just find the live broadcast on YouTube or Facebook and just go into the comments, put your guess in. As long as it's before the end of this year, we'll give you until midnight, or I'm sorry, 11:59 on December 31st.
Okay.
Of this year.
That works.
Okay. Eastern time. So there you go. So you have time to get in. You can only guess once. You guess more than once, you're going to get black flagged. If you change your guess, you're going to get black flagged. And I've stalled long enough to see where we're about 50. These guys are pretty high. I'm going to be pessimistic and go with Will here. I'm going to go with 32. I'm going to go exactly what he guessed there. What do you got, Ron?
Going to be really original. 35.
Nice number. I don't know where that came from. What do you got? 15?
Nope. I'm going to be more optimistic than both of you. I'm going to say 48.
48. Okay.
Ooh.
Well, that All-American Iron Class,
Yeah,
that
you got
kind of
the
throws
US in there, so.
that throws a bigger
and
unknown
Chris
in
said he thought there'd be a half a dozen. I've got to believe there'll be.
And the Dirt Track Truck Series
couple
interest, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, and the Dirt Track Truck Series, I think, can race with.
I think they got to run with the Moonshine stock. He was
Do
saying.
they?
Yeah.
Not the All American Iron,
I
because
don't
they're all
think so.
4-cylinder,
Maybe
rear-wheel
Gosh.
drive.
And Chris already left. Darn it.
Oh,
We'll have to get that clarification now.
yeah.
But there's your guesses. Okay. So again, you have until New Year's Eve to put your guess in, and plenty of time. So guesses coming in now. That's for
They're all over the place.
Big D's Pizza. We got our racing menu to go through here. Did you want to say anything more about your prize pack or before we go through the racing menu? Because we're going to do the
last
drawing.
chance, just make sure you put hashtag hangover.
There you go. We got the hashtag DCR for the Hammer Down Racing Report window decal, and then hashtag hangover for those pit passes, hot dogs, hot chocolates, window stickers from John Young Racing, hero card from John Young Racing, and some yet to be named stuff that is going into that package. And there's just one winner for all this stuff, right?
No, we're going to make it 2. So
Wait, what?
Yep, hang on. Like I said, wait, there's more.
There's more.
Yes.
I didn't even know this.
So yeah, breaking news on this one. But everyone that's entered for my prize pack will also be entered for the other prize pack, which is Dean Henry stepped up. Him and I were on the phone. He said he wants to donate an extra large pizza, a 2-liter of Pepsi, and a Big D's Pizza shirt.
Cool.
Oh, my.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Hashtag hangover. Put
Yes.
that in.
Put it in.
Because we can draw more than one from this.
Yeah.
So there you go. Let's do our Big D's Pizza Racing menu real quick, and then we'll.
This weekend's Big D's Pizza Racing Menu.
This weekend, too.
More than just this. Yeah, it is actually. Actually, most of it's beyond this weekend, as a matter of fact. Friday, December 29th, and also Saturday, December 30th. The Rumble in Fort Wayne at the Expo Center, Allen County War Memorial Coliseum.
Big weekend with the midgets and
Winged
mini
and
sprints.
non-winged 600cc midgets, quarter midgets, go-karts.
Yep.
Action starts, I think gates open at 11. Action starts on track action at least at 11:15 each day. $23 for a day pass each day. So, and that's at Fort Wayne, the Expo Center at the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum. I do remember going to a Comet game while that was going on in Fort Wayne. Yeah, it's a little while I went to there, and you could hear them racing. I totally forgot it was going on. I saw these little racing vehicles in the parking lot, little trailers with. I'm like, what's going on? Is there a race?
What is this?
And I'm like, oh, that's right. Anyway. Coming up Monday, January 1st, of course, the Sandusky Speedway Wild Bill Hart Hangover Race, featuring the champagne stocks, moonshine stocks, whiskey stocks, and the rum something or others for the All-American Iron class. Gates open at 11 for that racing at 1 p.m. General admission just $12 at Sandusky Speedway. And that's rain, shine, snow, whatever weather there is.
Unless it's bitter, brutal cold, then
unless
call
your nose is going to fall off after being outside for a minute, then it's going to happen.
A couple years ago,
that won't happen.
That was one for 2 weeks.
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah, we ain't.
Other action going on a little bit further south of here in the southern hemisphere. It's at Bunbury Speedway. It's the USA versus Western Australia Speed Week. That starts Monday, January 1st, New Year's Day, featuring sprint cars and KJB Junior Sedan Gold Cup.
Pretty cool.
Esperance Motor Speedway, they have the Super Sedan Summer Series in is it AMCA or AMCA? AMCA Southeast Opener, and that's going to be on Saturday, December 30th. Murray Bridge Speedway, Sprint Car Speed Week, happening Tuesday and Wednesday, December 26th and 27th, featuring sprint cars, street stocks, modifieds, classic sprint cars, pro speed car week on Wednesday, January 3rd. That's the following week, featuring classics and a demolition derby. All that going on at Murray Bridge Speedway. Perth Motorplex, I think that's the one you were thinking of. Boxing night, USA versus Western Australia Sprint Car Speed Week, round number 1. That happens on Tuesday, December 26th, Boxing Day, featuring sprint cars, speed cars, late models, and wingless sprints. USA versus Western Australia Speed Week, round 2 on Tuesday, December 28th, featuring sprint cars, pro sprints, limited sprint cars, Formula 500s, totally workwear New Year Derby on Tuesday, January 2nd, featuring the USA versus Western Australia Speed Week Round 4. Speed cars, late models, wingless sprints, and Formula 500s.
The late models are going to have a couple of Americans there, too, so it should be interesting.
Do you know who they are?
I don't right offhand.
Okay. And finally, Premier Speedway is also going to host one of these USA versus Western Australia Sprint Car Speed Week shows. That's going to be New Year's Day, Monday, January 1st, featuring sprint cars and street stocks, 360 sprint cars, all-stars, featuring Formula 500s.
All those Boxing Day races, too, Scott, the weather over there is looking really great. It's going to be a balmy, like 32.2 degrees, which is...
Celsius.
Celsius, yeah.
You know what I just learned today?
What?
Negative 40 Celsius and negative 40 Fahrenheit are the same.
The same.
Yeah. I just learned that today.
Yeah.
I was today years old.
That 32 point whatever.
That's hot.
We're talking near
90s?
90 degrees.
Yeah.
So nice weather.
Yeah, January 1st is going to be 90s
And
down
Boxing Day there, as well as in Canada and Great Britain, Boxing Day is a really big deal.
And don't forget, for our USA listeners, they are 12 hours ahead
of us.
So
in Western
Australia.
Australia.
So you can catch the Hangover Race and their stuff on New Year's Day.
Right.
So you just have to stay up late or get up early. I'm not sure.
Get up early.
That's too much math for me. How about we give stuff away now? We've been
sounds real good.
How about we do the window sticker first, so we
right.
Continue to draw out the suspense for the big prize pack here. Or prize packs, I should say.
Right, last chance, guys, on the Hangover.
There you go. Hashtag Hangover and hashtag DCR for the Hammer Down Race Report window sticker, courtesy of DCR Graphics. I thought I already grabbed one of these out. So final chance, we're going to do the giveaway here. I don't know which one's which. That's the one. Okay.
Good job.
Yeah, that was just a lucky guess. So, first off, for the window sticker, hashtag DCR, courtesy of DCR Graphics. Let's move that for a minute. We have 27 entries for this one. This is a special edition one, too. You can't buy this one, so you can only win it. Here we go. And winners picked this up from Ron Miller Race Cars in Lambertville, Michigan.
We could probably deliver it to the Hangover.
Chris Blykamp.
We could deliver it to the Hangover Race at
Sorry, I didn't mean to
Sandusky.
yell that in.
You're good. You're
Did I
good.
scare you?
Nope.
Yes, if you're going to be at the Hangover Race, let us know. Otherwise, you'll have to pick that up from Ron Miller Race Cars.
Yeah.
Congratulations, man. You got the special limited edition.
And those are cool.
Window sticker. Yeah, they are very cool. So congratulations on that. Now, the other thing we have to give away.
The big deal of the day.
Again, John, that's why John Young is in here with us, a big supporter of the show. John Young, one of the studio sponsors as well. How did you come up with this idea? You just were bored one day and was like, hey, let's give this away.
Well,
he's not spending money on the race car, so we might as well give it away.
Wrong. I did get belts, remember?
Yeah.
So I am spending money on the race car. No, as everyone knows, I'm a big race fan. So as a kid growing up, you always heard the sponsors of the shows or the sponsors of a race. And what do sponsors do? They have giveaways. So if I'm one of the sponsors of the show this season, I want to give back to the fans and stuff and do my part as well.
Very good. So once again, we're going to do the drawing here first for the pit passes, the hot dogs, the hot chocolates, the stickers.
Yep, the window stickers.
And the John Young hero cards, which are pretty cool.
Yeah, these are nice. These are 6x9 hero cards.
I think right there. We got one on the wall back there.
Right there, right behind Ron.
All right, here we go for the pit pass prize pack. because I'm not going through all that stuff again. Boom. Names are shuffling through. Who's it going to be? And the pit pass doesn't mean you have to stay in the pits. You can actually go elsewhere. Dusky Raker Bishop. Congratulations. You have won the 2 pit passes.
Yeah, very good.
And all that
Congratulations,
stuff.
Dusky.
So how can they get this? Are you going to get a hold of the winner?
Yep, I'll get a hold of the winner.
Or would you like me to write this down for you?
Actually, I know her.
Oh, well, all right then.
Now,
So you
don't
got
fret,
that.
people, because now, even though Dusky won, congratulations, Dusky. Everybody's still in now for the pizza and Pepsi and the shirt from Big D's Pizza. I'd like to thank Dean Henry for, everything he does, all his contributions.
Oh, absolutely. All right, you ready for this? So this is for everyone else in the same with the hashtag hangover.
Yep.
We're going to
Now,
draw
have
again.
we eliminated Dusky?
Dusky will not be in this next one,
No,
correct?
she can be in if she wants to.
Well, I
Not
had
anymore.
it set up so
did you?
that
All right,
Not anymore.
it's not the way I set it up.
Sorry,
So
Dusky.
here we go. Although I thought maybe I saw Dusky in there. Maybe not. Jeff Wells Jr.
Very good.
is the winner for the Big D's. Pizza, T-shirt, and pop.
Yep, 2-liter pop. Yep.
And
A Big D's T-shirt.
Yeah, extra large pizza, too, from Big D's at that.
so does he
That's pretty cool.
need to go to Big D's to pick all that up then?
Yeah, he needs to go to Big D's to pick that up and get a hold of Dean Henry.
There you go. And if you have any issues with that, just get a hold of myself or Ron, and we'll get you in touch
That's
with,
it.
with Dean. So congratulations, Jeff Wells Jr., and thanks again to Big D's Pizza, John Young Racing, for doing those giveaways, supporting the Hangover
pleasure.
Race and helping us out here.
Jeff, I'm sure you're going to like the pizza. Good stuff.
The extra large. That's what.
That's
Who brought that in that one time when we were back in the iHeart Studios?
I don't remember.
Was it Ivy that brought that in?
Don't remember.
So I feel bad now,
That-
but
that
that
was
was
a
a huge
That was
pizza.
150 shows ago.
That was a huge piece. That was more than 150 shows ago. That was quite a while ago. Thanks to associate producer Dave Kammer, contributors John Young, Matt Swander, Bob Stazak. Make sure to like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at Hammer Report. I'm sorry, follow us on X at Hammer Report. Follow us on YouTube. Listen to us on your favorite podcasting platform, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, whatever. Whatever's your favorite, just go for that.
If you're listening in Australia, have a great day, mate.
Oh, jeez. Did you just do that?
I think he just went.
Yeah. Check out hammerdownracerreport.com for more information, shows, and information if you want to be a sponsor. Everything's on there that you need to know. Again, thanks to the Evergreen Podcast Network for letting us come on board this year. Thanks to everybody that's been listening to
And
us
keep listening.
and support our sponsors. Thanks to our sponsors. And Dean, watch Sandusky Speedway next week for another giveaway. So if you didn't win pizza here this week, make sure you follow Sandusky Speedway's Facebook page because they do live broadcasts and giveaway.
It's going to be the 27th at 7 o'clock next Wednesday. For,
Is that when it is?
Sandusky. Yeah, for
All right.
Sandusky.
Well, if I see that, I'll share that out. I'll look for that.
Yeah.
So very cool. Thanks to our guests tonight. Once again, all the champions at Sandusky Speedway, Brooke Tucker, Clay Lusk, Brandon Bailey, Chris Mize for joining us as well, giving us the preview for the Hangover Race. Don't forget, no show next week. We're going to take some time off, enjoy the holidays, get ready for the Hangover Race. But we'll be back the following Thursday, and maybe we'll have the Hangover Race winner, champagne stock winner.
You never know.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Whatever's interesting, we'll make it happen. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that good stuff. Thanks to John for coming in and doing the giveaway as well.
My pleasure.
Got to mention our sponsors, DCR Graphics, Dominator Race Products, Oakshade Raceway, Ron Miller Race Cars, Freeze Frame Photos. Thanks to those guys so much for supporting us throughout the year.
And if you're interested in being a sponsor, get a hold of Scott.
Send us a message on our Facebook page, hammerdownracerreport.com, or you can call the Hammerdown hotline, which it's been kind of quiet there. 419-318-3081. 419-318-3081.
Say, I want to be a sponsor.
There you go. And we'll figure it out. We'll make something happen for you. Because we have new opportunities now with the network, because not only can you sponsor this show, but we can push you out to other related shows within the network.
Worldwide.
Well, we are worldwide.
I know, but they could be worldwide if they wanted
Well,
to be
if they're on our show, they're worldwide.
Yeah,
Because we're worldwide. We're number 22 in Canada, for goodness sakes.
Yeah.
Hey. And we're charting in Australia and the USA, so that's pretty cool. That was a Christmas present for me. I was happy with that. So,
Well,
sure.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
It's only been an hour and 35 minutes. We should probably get out of here. Ron, thanks for coming in for 311 shows.
That's amazing.
It is. Again, we'll be back a week from next Thursday. 2 weeks from tonight.
And Scott, you and I go back even farther than
Motorsports
those,
Talk, yeah.
Yeah, more than those 311 shows.
Podbean, I think. Those shows still exist. They're still out there in the internet somewhere. Yeah,
Really?
most of them.
Whew.
I don't remember how many we did, but there's a lot. But yeah, we're out of here. We'll see you.
I've got some of them on floppy disks.
Have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Be
Thanks
safe.
for listening,
and we'll
folks.
see you at.
God bless you all, and see you next year.
Yeah, that's it. We're out. Bye-bye.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report, available on demand on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting platform.